Hey guys, hello here. With the first month of LG's Global Soulworker behind us, I just wanted to give my thoughts on my current experience of the server and my hopes for the future. For the people who are new to this channel and have no idea who I am, I have played Soulworker since about 1 to 2 months into the Gameforge North American beta, and it's been a constant in my life ever since. I've clocked in about 10,000 hours there, as well as touching on other servers, some legal and some not so much. And as for the people who are new to the game in general, up until recently, the Soulworker servers in the Western world were run by a German publisher named Gameforge. They were already infamous for running other games into the ground, such as the EU servers of Terra, and Soulworker turned out to be not an exception. However, despite all the complaints, I never felt like the gameplay itself was a problem. Even as a free-to-play player, it was well within the realm of possibility to have farmed enough things to be considered endgame, which is just a little bit of luck and patience. The areas where Gameforge really fucked up was by putting a lot of fashion behind a gacha system, as well as taking a very long time to update the contents of the game outside the cash shop. As someone who's basically finished a game with perfect gear, akashas, and brooches, you can guess I was pretty devastated when the server shut down. All the hard work that I had put into the server over the years was going to be a waste because they didn't want to port some character data. However, there was still a small part of me that was hopeful since the KR community seems to be a lot more happy with the game compared to the Gameforge community. Fast forward a month later, and we can start to see two sides appear. On one hand, I'm really happy that I got to play the new content such as Lunar Fall with my friends and build the armor. On the other hand, the lack of a bank share ruins a lot of the game. The only thing that LG has managed to do correctly was bring about content and not have fashion be locked. But beyond that, the entire system feels worse. For starters, this game in its current state is extremely unfriendly towards free-to-play players. Now what do I mean by that? Well, on every other server, there is a concept called alt farming. Alt farming is when you create an alternative character in order to farm certain things. In this case, alt farming gives you the ability to farm Akasha cards as well as upgrade materials such as anti-destructions and upgrade pluses. This is the primary way that F2P players can keep up with those who choose to spend money. So why is this a problem? Well, the problem is that there is a lack of bank share. The JP and Taiwan clients seem to have this disabled, so there's no way to transfer certain items between your characters. This means all your characters are effectively separate accounts with minimal interactions between them. And this just hinders your progress by giving you a much harder chance at upgrading gear. So why does this matter? Well, to me, an important part of MMOs is the feeling of progression. Without alt farming, everyone is affected by the lack of a way to grind certain things, even those who tend to spend money. Free-to-play players don't have a way to obtain items after a certain amount from events, and whales who didn't get what they wanted from spending are forced to spend yet again. Overall, this entire system feels very frustrating for everybody. So how can we fix this? Well, the most obvious answer would be just to give us bank share. Another possible choice would be to just increase the quantity of current items from the event shops, such as energy converters and upgrade materials. Originally, I wanted to point out how ridiculous the price of extensions were on the server compared to Gameforge and Korea, but since about 2 weeks ago, the prices have all tanked due to the removal of upgrade event as well as removing the level penalty in Primal. However, to be noted, they could have just simply given us World Boss as well as Doom, and it would have made a lot of things better, such as taking down the prices of drives and giving us a way to farm brooches. Obviously, it would be very easy to just flame LG, but there have been some upsides to playing this server. Compared to Gameforge, the update schedule has been a nice change of pace. Within 2 months of playing, we've already seen 2 different character rebalances, as well as multiple events. Hopefully the events will yield better rewards in the future, as the current amount of craftable items feels far too low. Also, finding people to play with has never been easier. The release of the LG server kicked off with about 10k people, and it's only gone down to about 7k now. Despite the amount of people leaving after the initial hype, there is still a very large and diverse community. Overall, I think personally I just prefer Gameforge due to gameplay, but I could see why people would prefer the server now. And that pretty much wraps up my thoughts on the current LG server for Soulworker. If you want, feel free to leave a comment down below to share your current experience with how the server has been, and if you prefer this one or the Gameforge one.